And from New York, Coulter, the conservative commentator who may well be the reason Trump tweeted this. She is one of only 45 people he follows on Twitter, and she tweeted one of those Britain First videos just before he did. Coulter, did you know that what these videos were was fake news, effectively, that they weren't what they purported to be and that they were being tweeted by a vile hate group?
I did not know they, to this moment, have been proved to be fake. Have you done an investigation of the Dutch boy being kicked by the Muslim?
The tweet said it was a migrant Muslim, and there is absolutely no evidence found that it was either a migrant or a Muslim. Do you know that?
Yeah. So, okay, this is the old. No, this is the old.
Okay, so it's the usual. You have no evidence for what you tweeted. Okay, fine.
No, that isn't proving it false.
We've established
if you produce evidence that it's false, I will be happy. We have established that you have no evidence.
You were the one who was tweeting it.
Well, if it's false, I'll say that it's false. But you can't just say, oh, you haven't proved it, therefore it's false. Well, if only you had a multi-million-dollar news investigation bureau behind you, maybe you could find out. But no, this idea that we won't count how many Muslims are committing crimes, we won't count how many immigrants are committing crimes, and therefore
we're off the point now. Don't worry about that.
Says anything about it.
Why does this matter? Can you explain to Coulter why it matters that the president is tweeting this stuff?
Look, these people have scant regard for facts. They don't ever fact-check their stuff. I think it's appalling, it's unacceptable, it shouldn't go unchallenged. And the thing is, these kind of things have consequences. So, I mean, yesterday in the House of Commons, we launched Islamophobia Awareness Month. And every time these kind of things happen, you hear of hijabs being ripped off girls, you hear of, you know, even grandfathers coming home from the mosque at midnight. In some cases, you know, we've had deaths from these.
Britain bans hate preachers.
Have consequences.
Britain bans hate preachers. It's banned people from America in the past.
Yeah.
Should Donald Trump be allowed here?
No, he shouldn't. And already that visit has been downgraded. It was going to be a state visit. It's now going to be a visit. Whatever it is, we shouldn't be rolling out the red carpet, any coloured carpet. Even if he comes on a visit, he will still be in Downing Street. He'll still be flying the flag. It's completely unacceptable. This man is noxious, and his presence in this country is not conducive to harmonious race relations.
Coulter, you see the reaction here. The truth is that this is exactly what you want in America, though, isn't it? Because Donald Trump was tweeting this for his own immigration campaign in America rather than the effect in Britain.
No, the same way you're commenting on American politics right now. Every once in a while, Americans are interested in what's happening in Britain. I don't think it is about his domestic politics. Again, you haven't established this is untrue. It certainly seems to be true. We are in the middle of an avalanche of massive violence by Muslims screaming out Allahu Akbar. Certainly, I'm not in favor of hijabs being ripped off, but I think it's a little bit worse to be blown up in the tube or shot up at nightclubs in New York, be running down pedestrians. I mean, look, this has the ring of truth. It's not like it was a video of monkeys performing open heart surgery. You have no evidence that it's untrue. This is how the internet works.
It sounds true. It has the ring of truth.
They send things out.
This is extraordinary. I mean, it's like hearing the White House spokesperson saying it doesn't really matter whether the videos are true.
Comical alley. I think we've got comical alley here.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. Your entire premise for this discussion is it must be false. Well, we have no evidence that it's false. I saw the video. You saw the video. Why don't you find the two of them and prove it's false instead of having an entire discussion just assuming it's false?
The interview with the Dutch website who uploaded the video. They looked into it. The police looked into the incident. There was absolutely no evidence he was either a Muslim or a migrant. You're just making this stuff up. And now you're standing by it because you can't back up anything that you tweeted.
Rotherham police looked into the Pakistani rape gangs, like the MP.
Well, this is what you always do. You always change the subject into something else. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what you tweeted. I'm not changing the subject. We are living in a world where the media, police chiefs, the government lie to us about this epidemic of Muslim violence. So, yeah, you have to rely on other sources for this.
Anti-Islamic, anti-immigration, anti-abortion. It's the Twitter feed has been banned in Germany. They've been involved in all sorts of scuffles and offences and is widely condemned across all the aisles of British politics. Are you comfortable that you retweeted a video which may or may not be a real video by a group like that?
Well, sure, absolutely. I mean, there are two issues. One is, Twitter. Twitter is just as like watching things going by on a river and you're saying, here, look at this. Another one is when you are retweeting these things, oh, look at this. Are you doing investigation into the group? Moreover, Germany, and I don't think you, has a First Amendment, but being anti-abortion or anti-Islamic isn't a crime in this country.
No, but
and a video is a video.
I mean, Anne, sorry, if I could just interrupt, because you're saying it's just like watching things go by and then retweeting them and putting them out there. But also putting them out there often can be seen as condoning what you're looking at, whether you're saying, look at this, because you're then putting it out to more of your followers. And the video that you retweeted yourself... The video that you retweeted yourself, which was supposed to be of a Muslim migrant beating up somebody on crutches, was actually nothing of the sort. It was a Dutch national who was born and bred in the Netherlands. He wasn't a Muslim migrant at all.
No, he was the child of a Muslim migrant. And look, these are videos. It's not like I'm swearing to the veracity of these people, though I'm not as, horrified by someone who's anti-abortion
you should be,
or
though, Anne, in your
position
of influence with all these people that listen to you. Don't you think that you actually have a duty to make sure you can swear to the veracity of these people?
Well, what I was going to say is, look, if this were 1941 and someone produced a video of, from Germany of Jewish men with their bones sticking out, I wouldn't really care if one of them, that's not really actually a Jew in a concentration camp. That's an Argentinian in something else. I mean, we're in the middle of a worldwide jihad. These are important videos of the ones that Trump tweeted. Yeah, they were all Muslims. And the big claim is, but this one was born in the Netherlands. He's as Dutch as Van Gogh. No, come on. This is what the issue is. Britain has become with all of Western Europe, a cautionary tale, I think, for the United States. If you're just going to keep dumping these people from very different cultures, some of whom are part of this worldwide jihad, you're going to have big problems, and that's what was being pointed out in the videos.
So just to be clear, Anne, you are comfortable with these actions, and as you say, you have a right to, although I think it is quite extraordinary, you compare your retweeting of this video with highlighting, the situation of the Jews during the Second World War, but that's for you to make peace with. Let's talk about Donald Trump, because he is the president of the United States, and indeed has directly tweeted our Prime Minister, who wants to distance Britain from these actions, saying she should leave him alone and look to the problems in her country. Now, is it for him, he of all people who's been so critical of fake news, to be retweeting unverified videos which are at the very least inflammatory?
Well, you keep talking about these unverified. I don't know what you mean by verified. It's photos, and to just brush off, comparing that, I'll make peace with comparing this to the Nazis.
Well, I'll tell you why it's unverified. I'll tell you what I mean by that. It's because you can film two people fighting, can't you? And it's a video of two people fighting.
Or does Theresa
May? Just one second, because you challenged me about my questions. Let me explain. You can film two people fighting, and it's a video of two people fighting. You can then layer it, as Britain first does, with turning it into a political thing, that it's a Muslim attacking a white person who is presumably non-Muslim, and then it becomes a whole different thing. So yes, the video does stand, but what is surrounding it and what is being pushed out by this group means something very different.
I think we're really losing the plot here if you're not understanding what I'm saying, and very seriously and consistently comparing it to Nazi Germany and the threat of Nazi Germany. And oh boy, Theresa May is no Winston Churchill. I don't know if you guys still like him, but we love him over here, and I think we need to sound the alarm. What these are videos of are people who are maybe not migrants themselves, but the children of migrants. There are a lot spicier videos of tubes blowing up and you know, gang rapes and people being stabbed on the London Bridge and Paris and Brussels and New York and Orlando. I mean, it's just one incident after another. And to say that there's something offensive about showing what the truth is, and a news organization saying it's unverified, well, okay, verified. I mean, you make it sound as if this was all just a put-up job and it was two kids fooling around and creating a fake video.
What we can't verify, though, is the truth of those videos. Like you say, the videos can in many ways speak for themselves, but as Kate says, the origin of the videos and what originally started, as opposed to what's being pushed out by this far-right group that originally tweeted them and then other people, changes the context. That aside, though, if we can just talk about President Trump and the fact that he has directly criticised Theresa May, our Prime Minister. Where do you think this leaves our so-called special relationship? Do you think President Trump will still be welcome here in the UK because he's slated in to have a state visit shortly? Do you think he would still sort of be as welcome as perhaps he would have been before this whole incident?
Well, I don't think he's ever been welcome. Wasn't there a big petition to keep him out right after he was inaugurated? I mean, personally, I prefer that he'd stay in this country. His campaign was to put America first, and we need a lot of work. I'm getting a little